Bibimus moriendum est. We drink because we will die. Welcome to HazeandBarrelCraftworks and our Halloween week here in the Haze and Barrel Homestead. I'm the Alchemist. Our opening line for our Halloween week comes to us from Smoke Wagon. And this is 2025 Smoke Wagon traditional Halloween bottle. And Smoke Wagon, they started this tradition back in 2019. And Smoke Wagon usually has on their bottle this, some sort of a gunslinging skeleton or a zombie of some sort. And it's typically a glow-in-the-dark bottle. I did try to do something fun like a B-roll with this glow-in-the-dark bottle. I did confirm that it does actually glow in the dark, but unfortunately, my camera couldn't quite pick up that glow in the dark. It couldn't get enough camera sensitivity there in the dark room to pick it up, to get a fun B-roll in there to show you that bottle glowing in the dark. But I did confirm that it does glow in the dark. So over the years, they have a fun bottle like this, and I think this bottle here is a pretty fun looking bottle. And it says right here on the bottle that Bibimus moriendum est, and it's got a cool skeleton on there, as you can see, just the head and the hands, and a couple of pistols on there. And the juice in this bottle is Smoke Wagon's MGP rye. It's got 60% rye, and 60% bourbon, 36% rye, and 4% malted barley. And let's see how that MGP high rye bourbon, let's see how that tastes this year in Smoke Wagon's 2025 Halloween bottle. It has a nice high rye nose to it. You get those typical, for those of you who are a high rye bourbon drinker, you get typical rye notes, and to me that typical rye nose note it's herbal. And this has that herbalness to it. And when I say herbalness, it's more of on the grassy note side, but not an off-putting grassy note. It's like let's see, spices grassy note. So it's fresh and herbal with a little bit of peppery. And I say it that way. The reason I say grassy is because it's not like a cilantro peppery to me. Because sometimes cilantro gets a little bit soapy. This is more fresh and herbal. And at this point, I'm not getting too much sweetness. Sometimes on a rye that's aged for upwards towards 10 years or so, you get a really nice rye candy. They get higher than that, it gets super sweet. On the nose, I'm not getting a whole lot of sweetness yet, but as many of y'all know, when I'm doing my tastings, doing my nosing, I like to have a few sips before I really get that my palate to warm up a little bit. So let's go in for a sip. Okay, that's got some good viscosity to it. That's nice on the palate. And there's some sweetness to that. And to me, that sweetness is, oh yeah, there's legs to there. There's legs on there too. Boy, that comes down nice and slow, coats the glass. I'm going in for another sip here quick. Okay, that sweetness is like hints of a butterscotch, but more of a how do I put it? I want to say heavy butterscotch because it's got a little bit of a caramel butterscotch to it. Not really a caramel, but it's a little creamier than just a butterscotch. No, like not really when you open a butterscotch candy, but more like a homemade butterscotch, if you can imagine, because that butteriness that of a butterscotch candy and creamier than just a hard candy. So it's not really a hard candy. If you can imagine a chewy butterscotch candy or something like that, it's more along those lines to me. And it's not overpowering. It's subtle, and those same herbal notes are mixed in there, and that sweetness is nice on the tongue because the creaminess, I think, comes a lot from that viscosity that's in there too, which makes for a really nice sip. And then on the palate too, after a little bit more, you do get a little bit of pepperiness to it. Not that cilantro pepperiness that I mentioned before. A touch of rye pepperiness. A little bit, not overpowering. It's very nice. You get a touch of heat on the tongue, and that touch of heat, again, it's inviting. It's not off-putting. This is an easy drinker. You know, I didn't even take a look at the proof on this bottle. I was more interested in that Vivimus Moriendum Est. We drink because we will die. It doesn't say we drink because we'll die. I had to look up what that meant. Even though I did take Latin in high school, believe it or not, but that was so long ago, I'm such an old man. So 92.5 proof on this one. And no age statement to be found. But one interesting thing that it does say in the back of the bottle is barrels are first hand selected from the top 2 floors of the warehouse to create a bourbon. Sorry, a little bit hard for me to read. That has flavor which is smooth and rich beyond its years. They are then expertly blended, creating a delicate balance of rye spice, sweet notes of corn with toasted oak and caramel. So they do mention caramel. Like I said, it had that in my notes anyway. It had that little bit of like a almost a caramel note, but that more of a buttery butterscotch. Not quite a caramel, but more of that buttery butterscotch because it's so creamy buttery to me when I taste that. And on the finish on the back of the palate, it does dry up a bit to me, but it's not unpleasant in any way. To me, it's a nice pour. It's a fun bottle, and it's enjoyable. So to start out Halloween week, I'd say this is a fun bottle to have. I think it would be a neat Haze and Barrel tradition to toss out there, and good way to start the week, like I said. And as you all know, I'd love to have you all coming back around. So please hit that like, subscribe, and that bell. And as always, please take it easy. Don't drink and drive. Cheers.